All right, everybody. I wanted to go over a really fun way to play against the Scandinavian. I've had a few good wins. I'll show one that I was really proud of. This player is over 2,000 rapid. So that was a big feather in my cap. So that was cool. And then I'm gonna go basically through the games. I'll link the study if you want to look at the games yourself. And essentially, I have two games from international master Mark Esserman playing this on Lee Chess. His name is Master of Mayhem. And then one game from Hikaru, who actually played this. I think it was in 2007, and it was it was an interesting game. He had the chance to win it in the opening, but he ended up winning in the end game. But you'll see he gets winning chances, and there's some cool sacrifices. So the opening goes like this. It's a Queen A5 Scandi, the main line. Oops, excuse me. Yeah, so we have a Queen A5 Scandi. I wonder if the opening book on Lee Chess was broken. Yeah, it's not working right now, but that's all good. We don't need it. So Queen takes, and really normal position. And instead of going for like a normal move like d4 here, many people will play d4. Fine, go for that. It's probably a more solid variation. But I'm suggesting b4. And if we had the opening book, I could show you that in the non-masters database, this actually scores fairly well. It's over 50% for white, and we're going to see why. Um, the way to attack the Scandinavian is to go at it. If you let black play c6, bring the bishop out, e6, bring the knight, and castle, and this bishop out, it's a solid opening for black. But if you go after the opening, um, that's the way white is gonna show off his advantage here. So b4, queen takes, and rook b1. Now the whole point of this opening is the rook has this open b file, right? We get the tempo on the queen. We've already developed two pieces, something that obviously is common in Gambit play. And we're attacking this b pawn, making it pretty hard for him to develop the bishop. Um, he might want to try and fianchetto this bishop, but we'll see that kind of maneuver takes some time. And when white already has pieces out, it can get really tragic, if you know what I mean. Uh, yeah. Anyway, so we'll see these themes come up in these games. So in this game, we had Queen D6, which is the main move, D4, and now it kind of goes into a mainline type of ordeal for white here. It's like a normal Scandinavian with the queen on d6 and uh, and no b pawn, which is actually pretty nice for white. So we get some development, simple moves, no reason to spend too much time, and the critical move. So rook b3. We're going to see a lot of motifs here where black will castle. And white can swing the rook over to this h3 square. The queen comes in, and we see a massive mating attack happen. Sometimes bishop takes h7 will occur, and uh, if you're looking ahead, you'll see move 16 is bishop takes h7 check, but that's beside the point. So you'll see what this kind of opening is all about. So queen goes back. I think this was the turning point. Black giving away this piece. Engine will say it's fine, but uh, you can see here after the rook swings to the e file. And now what he looks to do is he looks to clear out all these pieces on the third rank. Why? Because he wants his rook to swing over, he wants to sack his bishop, and he wants his queen to come in. Right? So what does he need to do? He needs to get rid of this knight and needs to make sure these pieces, these two knights, are not on the third rank, allowing the rook to swing over. That's the whole point of rook b3. Watch. Knight hops in, we have knight to d7. Now, he doesn't just take right away because we want to trade all the pieces. Knight to e4, increasing the tension. We have all the knights staring right at each other. And look what's left. Look what's left on the third rank. 2 moves ago, who would have thought the rook was swinging over? Guess what? Guess what? It's happening, baby. It's happening. Oh my god, and it's open. Look at this shit. Holy crap. Anyway, bishop. This is over. It's completely over. Yeah. Nothing for black, and resigns. Uh, I don't. I'm pretty confident that. Yeah, the only move is just to give up. It's over. Yeah. Um. Now we'll go part two. Part two. You guys want to see another game? Let's see another game. Same thing. Same thing. Right. Right. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. Literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. Rook to b3. We see the same thing happen again. We see the same thing happen. Look at this queen side. It's completely just sitting there doing nothing. It's doing nothing. And we have the same thing. Look at this. Look at this. Knight hops in. Knight hops into the e5 square. Other knight jumps in. Knight d2. It's the same thing. This game gets slightly different, obviously, because he didn't play queen to d8. But when knight gets traded, right? Knight gets traded. Bishop takes. Knight comes over. Bishop back to d3. And this I'm not sure. No, this wasn't the game where he could sack immediately. But yeah. Oh, excuse me. Here he could sack. He wasted a move. He could have sacked here, but obviously, it's a quick game. He didn't see it, but he can actually sack here immediately. I think if I turn on the engine, or maybe the engine doesn't see it right away, but yeah, bishop takes a7 now. Yeah, now it's working. Anyway, sorry, that was a little tangent, but. We'll get back to the main point. Anyway, drops the bishop back, moves it away from the knight, looking to take h7, right? Now we can take h7. Boom. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. Bishop comes out. And remember, he can waste a move bringing this bishop back. But it's already losing for black. As soon as he makes his bishop move, it's completely losing. And white is fantastic here. He has this huge attack. This rook swinging over. It's game over. And we can see it's forced mate. There's nothing to do. Resigns. And again, look at this. Look what's happening. Look what's happening on the H file. We can see this happening over and over. You guys can implement this in your games. It's simple. This is a very simple strategy. Lift the rook, swing it over, clear out the file. You're good to go. Here's my game. My game played out a little differently. It was interesting. It was a really fun game, and it was a longer time control. So against lower rated players. So this guy was good. He was a good player. I don't know if I can look at his rating. Whatever, but yeah, you can see he's a 1900 in classical, so he's a strong player. And we get a Scandi, right? And this is his first mistake. So queen d6 is the normal move. He played queen c5, which just gave me a bunch of tempos. I was able to just bat this queen around. I brought my knight out. I lifted the rook pretty early. A6. I think this was a waste of time, maybe. I here something I analyzed was I could have immediately played this and threatened this, and it's defended by the bishop. I don't know. It was an interesting move, but I was really focused on that same motif that I had seen in these games. So I was a little hesitant to play it. But look, he has a misplaced queen. I can go right in for it. So that's something to notice as well. Anyway, I played d4, hitting the queen. Queen backs up, and I like this move again. Look at this. Look at this. All these pieces have hit the queen, and they're just going after her. Look at all these pieces that I have developed. It's fantastic. He has a knight out, a pawn, and his queen is just getting, beat around like a tennis ball. It's fantastic. And again, look at this. Look at this. Another one. And in the game, I saw this whole sequence after 95. I was super proud of myself. Obviously, black didn't have to go into it, but I actually had this entirely calculated where I would actually get mate here after taking the bishop. And we'll see it play out after knight takes, pawn takes. And I saw he'd probably play e6, stopping any e6 business from me. And yeah, I took the bishop, and we'll see if when he recaptures, it's mate in one. So in this position, he has to defend against the mate. And he's already pretty much lost. I would probably be able to win this, especially in a classical game. I would clean this one up for sure. So, and he just fell into mate. So that was a super cool win, super fun one. And again, there's another good example. And then last but not least, I'm not going to show this whole game, but I'm going to show the beginning. So Hikaru here. Obviously, you guys have all heard of Hikaru. and he gets a Scandi, and we see b4. Look at this, same thing we've seen. He decides to bring the bishop out before the knight, which is okay, eyeing this f7 pawn. Knight out, knight out, simple development, d4. So we've kind of transposed into a very, again, you see these same motifs every time. Look at these knights, this d4 push, bishops coming out, and then we have this open b file to work with. And again, look at Black's queen side. He has a tough time. He struggles to bring this knight here because look, d5 is coming. He struggles to bring this bishop out because look, you hang your b pawn. So he has all these problems on the queen side. Pawn comes in, bishop back to b3. Bishop is fianchettoed. We get castles, looking to bring the rook over to the e file. Rook swings over to the e file. And this is going to become important because look, Black is still 2 moves away from castling. He needs to move the bishop and then castle. So this rook already being lined up with his king is fantastic. We have pieces out. We have an open file. This rook can use it, and it's going to be a fantastic game. We have bishop e7, knight to g5, and I think we're getting close to the blunder. Yeah, queen h5. I believe knight d5 is incorrect here. We can check the fish. Yeah, knight d5 is the incorrect move. It allows frees up this square for white. White hits the queen. Queen is forced to go back, and then queen h5, putting more pressure here, is just winning. And Hikaru, again, he missed the forcing line here, but yeah, after bishop takes, we have, look at this move. Look at this move, dude. Look at this move. Oh, man. Knight comes back, and queen takes the bishop. And here Hikaru had a really cool variation, but he made the mistake of taking with the bishop. And what's the biggest problem with this? You can sack a piece on e6 and it's winning. And bishop takes e6 is still a slight advantage for white, but there's a big difference. When you take with the bishop, Black can still castle. When you take with the knight, Black can't castle anymore. And oh wait, oh no, oh no, oh no. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this would have been a fantastic continuation. So Hikaru just sacked the wrong piece. He sacked the wrong piece on e6. I'm sure he was kicking himself after. And I'll go down the continuation. So he could have sacked the knight. Rook takes, king over. We bring the bishop over, and this is yeah, it's done. And mate. So that's one continuation that could have occurred. But yeah, so he took with the bishop, and Black was able to castle, and Hikaru went on to win this game. I'm not going to show the rest of it. You guys can look at it if you want, but I hope that showed you some good ideas in this opening, and maybe you can use it in your games, and if not, then don't, play something else. So do you guys. All right, later.